At midnight, in the mountains, malevolent spirits relentlessly pursued me and Liang Jun. We were both terrified, our legs giving way beneath us, but in order to survive, we had no choice but to run. The malevolent spirits kept emitting eerie howls that sent shivers down our spines just by listening to them. Liang Jun, go on, don't mind me. Xiumei, what nonsense are you talking about? We go together, we run together, quickly. My legs are too weak, I can't run anymore, don't mind me. I was already crouched on the ground, unable to run any further. Liang Jun, without a second thought, ran over, lifted me on his back, and continued running. Despite the fear, I knew that if we didn't run, we would all die on the mountain. Two of my friends had already been harmed by malevolent spirits, leaving only Liang Jun and me to escape from the mountain. Today, the four of us came to the mountain for camping and fun. However, in the early morning, strange laughter echoed through the mountains. When the four of us were awakened, the other two friends, Wu Zhengguo and Li Yanren, were scared unconscious and then taken away by evil spirits, who knows where. Seeing the danger, I shouted at Liang Jun to run downhill. There were a total of 3 evil spirits floating in the air by the moonlight. I could see one wearing a white robe, one in red, and another in yellow. They all had long hair that covered their faces, making it impossible to tell if they were male or female. Liang Jun, don't mind me, put me down. This way, both of us will die. I shouted on Liang Jun's back, terrified, as I could feel my whole body trembling. We were the same age, just 23 years old, fresh out of college with no jobs yet. We had arranged to come to the mountain with 2 other classmates for some fun, but we never expected this to happen. If we're going to die, let's die together. I won't leave you behind. Absolutely not. Liang Jun, with me on his back, continued running and spoke in a way that moved me. They say in times of trouble, birds of a feather flock together, but Liang Jun didn't abandon me. In that moment, I realized that the man before me was someone I could entrust my life to. Woo ha ha ha, wah ha ha, ah ha ha ha, ah Liang Jun, they've caught up. The eerie and piercing strange cries echoed again, and I screamed in fear. Please. Liang Jun didn't put me down, but instead looked up at the 3 evil spirits surrounding us. 3 evil spirits stood hovering in mid-air, and I felt Liang as well. What do you want? Liang Jun raised his head, boldly yelling at the 3 disheveled evil spirits, Wu hua. In response, one of the evil spirits in a red robe let out a strange cry. By the moonlight, I could see their long black nails. They'll die trying to get you down the mountain. If you have the guts, go ahead and kill us. Liang Jun, somehow summoning courage, firmly gripped my thighs, carrying me on his back as he desperately ran downhill. Woo ha ha ha. Once he started running, it seemed to infuriate the evil spirits. They flew after us. I dared not look up. I was afraid that a single glance would make me faint. Ignoring the cries, Liang Jun, still carrying me, quickened his pace downhill. I wanted to take out my phone to call for help, but there was no signal. As we ran, it seemed like the sounds disappeared, summoning my courage. I looked up to find nothing. Liang Jun, it seems like they've stopped chasing. Let's take a break. Liang Jun, tall at 1.85 meters and strong, often exercised and played basketball. Even though I weighed less than 100 pounds and stood at 162 centimeters, I still felt tired after running for a long time. No, we can't stop. Let's rest in the village at the foot of the mountain. Liang Jun disagreed with stopping, his nerves still tense. Despite feeling exhausted, he feared the evil spirits might catch up. After another 20 minutes of running, we finally saw the village at the foot of the mountain. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Another 5 minutes later, we managed to reach the village at the foot of the mountain. Hurry, put me down. I urgently requested Liang Jun to put me down as I could see he was really tired. Liang Jun gently put me down, standing on the ground and panting heavily. Liang Jun, quickly call the police, otherwise it'll be too late. I anxiously urged Liang Jun. Now, it's too late to call the police. Liang Jun, catching his breath, spoke to me. What should we do then? Wu Zhengguo and Li Yanren are still on the mountain. We don't know what's happened to them. I was very concerned about these 2 friends, classmates, and Li Yanren was my best friend. Wu Zhengguo and she were also in a romantic relationship. In that case, you call the police right away, and you'll go to the village's police station to find the village chief, get some people, and rush up the mountain. Waiting for the police would take too long. We need to act urgently and try to save Wu Zhengguo and Li Yanren. But when you call the police, don't mention evil spirits. Just say something happened on the mountain. Otherwise, the police might think you're crazy. Understand? Liang Jun, catching his breath, explained the plan. Okay, let's go to the police station together, and he'll make the call while we walk. Liang Jun nodded. Holding my hand, we began looking for the village police station. It was already around 2 a.m., and there was no one in the village. Only occasional dog barks could be heard. I took out my phone and called the emergency number, 110, explaining the situation but only mentioning encountering thieves, with 2 friends being taken away. I provided the address, and the female police officer who answered assured me that they would arrange a rescue immediately. That place with the lights is probably the police station by the village side. Let's go. After a while, Liang Jun saw lights in the distance and pointed towards that direction. We quickened our pace, heading towards the lit area. Finally, we arrived at the village police station. As soon as we walked in, a flashlight shone in our direction. What are you doing? Explain yourself, or I'll arrest you. A man's voice came from the direction of the flashlight. We were blinded by the light, making it difficult to open our eyes. The voice sounded like that of a middle-aged man. Uncle, help us. We just came down from the mountain. 2 of our friends are still up there, and they've been captured by thieves. We need your help. Liang Jun quickly explained upon seeing the man. Rescuing people is a police matter. You should report it to the police. Begging me won't help. I'm not going to catch thieves, the man said, lowering the flashlight as he walked downstairs. Hearing this, both of us became anxious. Plead with you to help us. We've already called the police, but waiting for them might be too late for our friends. We'll pay you. Please gather some people to help us. Liang Jun, like me, was anxious. Wu Zhengguo was also his good friend. How much will you give? How many people should I call? Hearing that we were willing to pay, the man changed his tone. About 10 people, and he'll give you 2,000. Uncle, you give 5,000. The village chief is here. Down below, we heard people talking at the foot of the mountain, and someone spotted the village chief. When we reached the mountain's base, 8 people surrounded us. Village chief, is it true what you said about finding people on the mountain and earning 2,000? Someone began questioning the middle-aged man, who turned out to be the village chief. Of course, it's true. This young man here is offering it. If you don't believe me, ask him. The village chief pointed at Liang Jun. Yes, help us find our friends. We'll pay 2,000 each. If we can't find them by dawn, we'll continue tomorrow, and they'll raise the reward. Liang Jun nodded, confirming, all right, let's go quickly. The sooner, the better. The longer it takes, the more danger your friends will be in. By the way, how many assailants are there? 3. I answered on behalf of Liang Jun. We didn't dare mention that vengeful spirits were chasing us. Otherwise, they might not be willing to help. All right, let's go. The 8 people also had flashlights and iron pipes in their hands. Liang Jun and I nodded, and we started retracing the path we took to escape from the mountain. Descending the mountain was quick, but going back up was not as easy. Leading the way, Liang Jun and I walked in front. Following our memory of the path we had taken, it took us about an hour to return to the flat ground, where we had camped. Upon reaching this spot, we found that all 4 camping tents, and everything else had disappeared, turned into ashes by the fire. Did the incident happen here? The village chief pointed at the burnt tents on the empty ground and asked us. Several flashlights illuminated the burnt remains of the tents. Yes, the incident happened right here, and our 2 friends were taken away from here. Liang Jun confirmed to the village chief. Everyone, look around. Check under the big trees, and if there are caves, go inside together. Be careful, there might be poisonous snakes in the caves. All right, village chief. The 15 people dispersed, shining flashlights and searching around. Let's take a break. Let them search. This mountain is unfamiliar to you. If you go out randomly, you might get lost and have trouble coming back. The village chief took out a pack of cigarettes, lit 2, and offered one to Liang Jun. Thank you, but I don't smoke. Well, listen to you, uncle. Liang Jun raised his hands in refusal, not accepting the cigarette. What the village chief said made sense. We were unfamiliar with the mountain, and wandering around could lead us to get lost, especially with the dense and tall grass around. Where are you guys from? How did you end up camping on the mountain? This place is not so safe, and encountering snakes, for example, can be dangerous. After lighting his own cigarette, the village chief started asking us. We are from the county town. The 2 friends who were taken are our classmates. We made a pact to go camping together after graduation. Who would have thought something like this would happen? I answered the village chief's questions. I don't know how to describe you young people nowadays, always looking for trouble, not sleeping in your big beds at home, and coming to the mountains to feed mosquitoes. Now, look what's happened. The village chief began grumbling, and I looked around nervously, afraid that the 3 malevolent spirits might suddenly appear. Who would have thought something like this would happen? Camping is not only our idea, there are many others doing the same. We just had bad luck. Liang Jun started chatting with the village chief, glancing around from time to time and looking up at the sky, probably sharing my concerns about the malevolent spirits. It was already past 3 a.m., and the mountain mist was thick. I suddenly felt a bit cold, and Liang Jun, sensing it too, took off his yellow long-sleeved shirt, leaving himself in a white tank top. After taking off the shirt, Liang Jun draped it over me. "It'll help you put it on. It's windy on the mountain. You don't want to catch a chill." I nodded and watched as Liang Jun put the shirt on me and buttoned it up. "Are you two a couple, lovers?" The village chief, observing Liang Jun's actions, asked with a gossiping tone. Liang Jun didn't answer, fearing he might say the wrong thing and upset me. "Yes, uncle," I admitted directly, making up my mind to accept Liang Jun's pursuit and become his girlfriend. "Xiumei, you." Liang Jun looked at me with a mix of excitement and disbelief. "What's wrong? Am I not your girlfriend?" I smiled at Liang Jun. "No, yes, oh, you're my girlfriend." Liang Jun started to stammer. "Jun, do you think Zhengguo and Yanren will be okay?" I asked with deep concern, as I had been calling their phones continuously during our descent, but both phones were switched off. "They'll be fine, don't worry." Liang Jun held me in his arms, giving me a sense of security. Liang Jun might not be exceptionally handsome, but he was tall and strong. During our time in school, apart from pursuing me, he didn't have any rumors with other girls. It's hard to say. In these mountains, your two friends might have been caught by robbers. And there are also poisonous snakes. The village chief, lacking a few brain cells, spoke without understanding how to comfort people. "Uncle, can you not say that? Our friends will have their own luck. Can you say something more positive?" Liang Jun, hearing the village chief's words, became angry. "Rumble, rumble." Just as the village chief was about to retort, a rumbling sound echoed from the mountain, and the shadow of a helicopter appeared. There were 2 helicopters in total, flying above us. "The police are here. The police are here." The village chief pointed at the sky and shouted to us. 2 helicopters stopped above us, and lights shone down. "Was it you who reported the police?" The person asking us from the helicopter was a SWAT officer, not a regular police officer. "Yes, we reported the police." Liang Jun and I answered simultaneously. Chapter 3, Tragedy befalls classmates. Once we answered, the SWAT officer lowered a ladder, and one by one, the SWAT team members, armed with guns and military flashlights, descended from both helicopters. A man around 40, who seemed to be the captain, approached us while the helicopters flew away. "Hello, I am Li Wanggong, the captain of the county criminal investigation team. You two reported the incident, right?" "Hello, Captain Li. Yes, we reported it." Liang Jun reached out his hand, shaking hands with Captain Li. "Tell me the details." After the handshake, Captain Li asked Liang Jun to explain, listening with a frowning expression. "Vengeful spirits? Are you kidding me? There's no such thing as vengeful spirits in this world. I think it's more likely that some criminals are causing trouble." "Captain Li, my boyfriend's words are all true. If there is a single false statement, we are willing to take full responsibility." I rushed to explain, feeling the pressure from the numerous SWAT officers brandishing guns and military flashlights. "Everyone, spread out and search. You, call your people back." "Yes, Captain." Captain Li immediately ordered the team, and the village chief, along with the 10 or so people he called, started returning. Meanwhile, over 20 SWAT members scattered around, searching the area. Actually, there was no need for the village chief to call them back. As soon as the SWAT team appeared, the more than 10 people called by the village chief were already coming towards us. "Village chief, now that the SWAT team is here, it seems like we're not needed anymore." A man walked up to the village chief and said, while Captain Li stayed with us, "All of you, go back. The ones who reported the police are enough." Captain Li instructed them, and the village chief hesitated, but eventually nodded. "All right, but about the money, uncle, he'll pay it." Liang Jun took out his phone, only to find there was no signal. "Captain Li, is there a place with a better signal? I need to transfer money. Signal is not good here. Let's go back to the county town. You can handle the money matters later," Captain Li suggested, and Liang Jun agreed. "Go back? How are we supposed to go back? Our friends are still missing." I voiced my concern, as going back now seemed like abandoning Zhengguo and Yanren. "Rest assured, we will do our best to find your friends, but staying here in the middle of the night won't help," Captain Li reassured us. "All right, let's go back first. We'll find a way to help Captain Li later." Liang Jun comforted me and, together with Captain Li, we left the mountain. The SWAT team continued their search. As we descended the mountain, the mist thickened, wind, and the moonlight barely penetrated the clouds, making the atmosphere eerie. Captain Li, could it be possible that there are vengeful spirits, or some supernatural beings on the mountain? I asked, still concerned about Zheng Guo and Yanren. Miss, I understand you're worried, but in our line of work, we deal with criminals and supernatural occurrences. The real world is not like the stories you hear. Focus on helping us find your friends, and leave the rest to us. Captain Li responded with a serious expression. We finally reached the mountain foot, where the police cars were parked. Captain Li arranged for us to sit in one of the cars, and we began the journey back to the county town. On the way, Captain Li received updates from his team through the walkie-talkie, but they hadn't found any traces of Zheng Guo and Yanren. Miss, will we read too much? We'll do our best to locate your friends once we're back in town. You can report everything in detail, and well investigate thoroughly. Captain Li tried to reassure me, but my mind was still filled with worry. Back in the county town, we were taken to the police station, where I gave a detailed statement about what had happened. Liang Jun tried to transfer the promised reward money to the village chief, but the lack of signal persisted. The police assured us that they would continue the search and keep us updated. Liang Jun and I were offered a place to rest in the police station while they worked on finding our friends. As we waited anxiously, I couldn't shake off the feeling that something ominous was happening on that mountain. The supernatural events and the disappearance of Zheng Guo and Yanren seemed connected in a way that I couldn't comprehend. Little did I know that this was just the beginning of a series of strange and horrifying events that would unfold in the following days. Village chief, why don't we just let it go? Let's consider it as a good deed. Another man, around 30 years old, said to the village chief. No, we can't. We have to keep our word. Liang Jun disagreed. How much did you promise to give them? Captain Li asked Liang Jun. Uncle, 5,000 for you, and 2,000 for the others. Liang Jun stated the promised amounts. No need, no need. You haven't found anyone yet. Just consider it. The village chief repeatedly waved his hands. Captain Li, if your phone has a signal, transfer 30,000 to the village chief for now. I'll transfer it to you when we have signal down the mountain. Upon hearing this, Captain Li took out his phone ready to transfer the money. The village chief hesitated to accept but eventually took 30,000 after Liang Jun persuaded him. Before leaving, the village chief told us to call if we needed any help and left his phone number. It was already 4:36 a.m. just as the day began to break, when a SWAT officer hurriedly approached us, and my heart started to pound. Captain, we found them, a man and a woman, in a cave. Come take a look. The male SWAT officer walked up to Captain Li, saluted, and then delivered the message. How are our classmates? I anxiously asked the male SWAT officer. They are all dead. The words of the male officer hit me like a bomb in my mind. My legs went weak, and I slumped down. Be careful, Liang Jun, beside me, quickly held me. Let's go and see. You stay here, Captain Li told Liang Jun, and I was asked to stay in place. No, I want to go and see for myself. Tears flowed uncontrollably as I struggled to get down from Liang Jun's back. Liang Jun, with tears in his eyes, let me down, but held me tightly. Xiumei, don't do this. Zheng Guo and Yanren are gone. Now we need to find the culprits and seek revenge as soon as possible. Liang Jun released me after letting me down, and he uttered these words. I turned around and hugged Liang Jun tightly, crying bitterly. Captain, judging by the situation, this woman has been violated. This is likely a crime committed by humans, not like the vengeful spirits they reported. After inspecting the two bodies, a male SWAT officer reported to Captain Li. We can only make a preliminary judgment now. Whether it's done by humans or vengeful spirits, we need to find the culprits to confirm. After a brief contemplation, Captain Li spoke in response to the male SWAT officer. There are traces of semen in her body. This is definitely done by a person. It's a bit far-fetched to say that humans are colluding with vengeful spirits, don't you think? The male SWAT officer insisted that it was a human act, not the work of vengeful spirits. Now this case has become a criminal investigation. It's also our duty to handle it. Here's the plan. It's daylight now. You take 20 men and search the area thoroughly, including the trees. We'll leave any stone unturned. As for the issue with this woman, I'll bring a forensic expert to determine the results. Yes, Captain. The male SWAT officer led some men away, and I started to calm down. Think positively. Right now, the most important thing is to inform their families and find the culprits as soon as possible. Captain Li patted Liang Jun's shoulder, and spoke with concern. How do we tell them? Jungo's parents have only one son. If they hear about this, something terrible might happen. Liang Jun couldn't bear to imagine how Jungo's parents would react. Losing their only son would undoubtedly devastate them. Give me their phone numbers, I'll handle it. You, as the involved parties still alive, might become the target of their anger once they learn about their children's deaths, Captain Li wordly advised us.